Hi everyone, welcome to Unscaled. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. I hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful day in Vegas. You know, that's what we count on. That's why we moved here. Well, most of us anyway. You know, if there was any kind of precipitation in the air, we'd be a little unhinged about it. I know. Have you met the people that try to drive in the rain here? Anyway, welcome to the travel show. We got something fun planned for this episode. We're going to be talking about the great outdoors, some of the best outdoor activities near Las Vegas. And we're not talking the topless pools around the area. That was last week. No, instead, we're going to be talking about, you know, places like Valley of Fire, Death Valley, Zion National Park, all the things within driving distance that you can get outside of a casino area and go see. Vegas has more than just casinos. I don't know if you knew that, but I did. And I'm going to share those secrets with you, along with my co-host, the sports vagabond himself, Michael Price, MP. What's happening, baby?
Tax evasion. Oh, wait, I thought we were talking about reasons that we moved here. No, that's not what we're okay. No, bro, I am doing well. And, you know, every week's always an adventure, especially to be on a show about adventure. Mm-hmm. So excited to get into this one. Like you said, the topics today are just through the roof. Yes, that's an old timey statement, but they are through the roof. And I'm ready to go, dude. Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of fun. You know, there's some things happening here in Vegas as far as sports and tourism. And, you know, we're going to get to that in just a second. A little bit later on the show, Mike, you know, we're going to be talking about the great outdoors. So I thought, what better to talk about than campgrounds, going camping, fun memories, getting out in the great outdoors. Do you remember camping? Did you ever go camping when you were young? You know, no.
Okay.
Yeah, but we went camping, but it wasn't outdoor. We had an RV, man. My uncle, middle class, and we went and bought an RV and we just went RVing in the woods. So, you know, if that's considered camping, yes, I've done that. Yeah,
absolutely. RVing is camping now. It's not just primitive get, you know, in a tent and sleep on the ground anymore. I mean, there are so many different, ways to camp, modern camping. I mean, RVing is one of them. Tent, you know, primitive camping, what they call primitive camping is another. And then there's newer things, I should say, called like glamping, which is like upscale camping with TVs and toilets and all this other stuff. I mean, not really a whole lot of difference in RVing.
That's cheating, man. That's cheating.
Is it? Is it cheating?
Well, because you're basically just going outside just to smell the air. Then you go back inside to act like you're at home again.
You know what? There are a lot of people in my life that is as close as they want to get to nature, but they stick their heads outside and they smell the fresh air. I guess this day and age, when people are so buried in their phones and technology, I will allow it. Is it perfect? No, but I don't know. Maybe that's a debate for a little bit later on in the show. What is camping? But you know my philosophy on all that, man. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So if it is cheating when it comes to camping, I'll allow it. I will allow it as the judge and jury here on this program. And we have someone from Spacious Skies Campgrounds. It's an East Coast campground organization, but they're all about inclusivity, including, you know, the undervalued and underappreciated communities, minority communities, and trying to get the word out to them and get more people of color camping. Because I don't know if you looked around any campgrounds, Mike, an awful lot of honkies doing things out in the woods with axes and waters and stuff. And I don't know. We're going to talk to Ali Rasmussen about that. She was a co-founder of Spacious Skies Campgrounds. So that's a little bit later on in the show. Let's talk about some local news, though. I don't know if you know, Mike. I know you do. But VGK, Vegas Golden Knights punched their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals for the second time in 6 years. Man, oh man, it's almost a dynasty. And tickets, I don't know if anyone plans on coming to Vegas or going to Florida, who they're going to be playing. But as you can imagine, tickets are through the roof, Mike.
Oh, they're beyond through the roof. I was going to make a joke that I would give blood to get a ticket, but I'd just be a skeleton. I'd have to get that much blood and still owe them $500 because, dude, I looked at those prices, and the lowest, the least expensive ticket that there's out there, I think, what is it, $660, something like that?
Yeah, right now, lowest price tickets for game one, $664 each. Any guess on the top tier tickets that are going right now? I'm guessing these are the tickets that are near the glass or something. What do you think they're going for?
Now, I know what they cost when it's in the NBA, and it's somewhere in the area between $10,000 and $20,000. To be down there. So I'm going to guess $5,000, $6,000 in Stanley Cup.
No. You're right, man. I mean, for NHL,
I'm right. What?
You're right there in the middle. I mean, between the thousands of dollars, $17,758 per ticket. The top price tickets right now for game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Do
I get to play in one of the periods?
For that price, for that price, you might get to coach a quarter or something, right?
Oh my Lord! You know what? Hey, good for them. If they can get the money, it's great for tourism, see what I did there. Mm-hmm. And, it's going to get fans from other cities. Who are we playing?
Florida Panthers.
The Panthers. Yeah, we're playing the Panthers. So we'll get some people from Florida to come in here and hang out. And guess what? The people from Las Vegas are going to go out there. I think on the next show, we need to talk about all the great things there are to do in Miami while people are there for the hockey game. I'm just throwing it out there, brother, because it's going to be fun. When the people get out here, there's going to be a reason to come out to Las Vegas. There's no better reason than to come and watch the Stanley Cup. Hell, they can even treat it like people treat March Madness. We don't even have games, but we will have games that are going to be played out here soon. But normally people just come out here just to watch the March Madness on the casino screen. So they can come out here, watch their favorite team and do the same thing, bro. It's going to be a great time.
Oh, yeah. And especially, just being we are a destination city. So people were probably already wanting to come here, and this just gives them a reason to go and blow their paychecks for the next few months and everything. Hey, bring it all. Vegas is built on things just like that. So, and if you're a diehard fan of either one of these teams, you can't in all certainty say, hey, we'll be there next year. Hockey is such a fickle sport. Get out there, support your team. If you got the money to, go ahead. And I know just from our experience, those ticket prices will drop once you get closer to game time if they don't completely sell out. So maybe you can find a deal on one of those websites moving forward. Who knows? Good luck to you. There are now two kind of switching topics. I don't know. If you like flying, you won't have a problem going to Vegas or leaving here and going to Florida. But a lot of people have what they call aerophobia. And that is of course, a fear of flying. I don't like heights. Totally different thing. I can fly with the best. I can sleep on planes like nobody's business. There are now two airlines offering aerophobia courses to help you tackle your fear of flying. This was a story that was in Nat Geo, National Geographic. British Airways and EasyJet are now, in the business of trying to help nervous passengers take to the skies with confidence. Oh, what are your thoughts on that, MP? Is that something you see, like a lot of people need? Would you need it?
No, I wouldn't need it, but two things. One, my ex-wife hated flying, and she could have used this course. Not that she would have passed, but she definitely could have used the course. And two, who knew they had classes like this or courses like this? Mm-hmm. These things are, that's great. That is such a unbelievable news to know they're out here. And, unfortunately, and there's an unfortunately, and I'm sure you're going to let them know where these courses are being held. And you got to get to the place to have the courses, but if it's worth it to you, because I know so many people, you laugh when you see them at the bar before they get on the plane, and you think they're just doing it because they're waiting to buy time before they get on the plane. And just knowing the facts about this course and how many people, what they say it's a third of the people who get on the plane are afraid to get on it. Yeah, those people are drinking to kind of dull the senses.
Yeah, that used to be me. Honestly, I used to have to have at least a couple of drinks to even get on the plane because I was such a nervous flyer. And then I don't know when it changed. I have no idea. But now I fall asleep before we even take off. You'll catch me. I'm usually that guy snoring. And I get some of my best sleep of the year on airplanes when I travel. And I don't know why.
That is so funny.
And I don't know what happened. And yes, to answer your question, in order for you to take part, you are going to have to get to the UK at some point, somehow. The British Airways, EasyJet, even Virgin Atlantic their courses are going to be starting back up after the pandemic shut them down. But I don't know how you get there to take the course because it's not online. They actually, have psychiatrists and people like that to help you work through your fear of being on planes and flying and all of that. But I will say this, they boast a 98% success rate with the people that they help. So imagine that. I mean, you might have to bite the bullet. I mean, that's a terrible turn of that. You might have to, take one for the team. Oh, that's a terrible phrase too. You might just have to, I don't know what you're going to have to do to get over to UK. I don't know. Rent a sailboat.
B.A. Baracus. You have to go B.A. Baracus on them.
But 98% successful. Hey, that's nothing. Hey, yeah, you could conquer your fear right there. So, speaking of conquering fears, when we come back, we are going to talk about some of the best outdoor activities near Vegas. I have no idea what that has to do with fears, but we will do it. And we're going to give you some good hot spots, no pun intended. This is Unscaled. We'll be right back. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Unscaled. Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler, joined by my guy, as always, Michael Price, MP, the Sports Vagabond. What are you doing today? Is it secret? Are you undercover? Are you out in them streets?
Oh, man, you know me. I'm always trying to find money. Money and have adventures. Man, it's the life. Come on. Why wouldn't it be?
Get money. There you go, man. You know what?
Yeah.
Hey, that's Vegas 101. You ain't trying to get money. Vegas. What are you even doing here in this city, man? What are you even doing
here?
So earlier we were chatting a little bit about Vegas news, the absurd price of tickets for the Stanley Cup playoffs and what it means for tourism. Also, two airlines, British Airways and EasyJet, offering aerophobia courses to tackle your fear of flying. All kinds of fun. A little bit later in the show, we're going to talk to Ali Rasmussen, the co-founder of Spacious Skies Campgrounds, to get a look at their summer offerings, as well as what they're doing to have an impact on inclusivity in camping and the outdoors. And, they have a very interesting story. They popped up and they're growing like weed. So we're going to talk to Ali here in just a few minutes. And a little bit later in the show, we're going to have one of our favorite segments, yours too. Say what? Because we got some weird news and travel this week that needs to be discussed on a personal and intimate level. And we also need to laugh at it a little bit because there's so much damn drama happening in the world. Let's laugh a little bit.
Drama.
There you go. That was our imaging for our radio show. There you go. We need to drop that beat, a beat behind it, and we could just have you doing that. Mike, I don't know.
Die line. Go ahead.
Best 5 rappers alive. I forgot. I lost my train of thought there. Oh, okay. So, Vegas obviously gets a lot of press, gets a lot of love, gets a lot of hate for casinos. And that's what most people know Vegas for, is that 4-mile stretch of asphalt known as the Strip. And, when they come here, they spend their hard-earned money in an attempt to win money. Did you get all that? They spend their money in an attempt to get money and oftentimes lose out. But one bet you won't lose on is discovering all the wonderful outdoor activities there are near, in, and around Las Vegas. And it took me a little while after moving here about 10 years ago to actually figure that out for myself. But it's a journey we all take, man. We're all, got to go back to Mother Earth at some point, if you get all that. So, I was kind of chatting with you here about some of these outdoor activities. And one of my favorite things, because it's an area you can go hiking for and get lost in for the day and have a really wonderful time, or you can take about an hour and simply drive it if you just want to change the scenery. And that's the Red Rock Scenic Drive / Red Rock Canyon. Have you been out there? I know you've been out there, right?
Oh, yeah. I've been out to Red Rock, and it's interesting. I was out to lunch earlier this week and was talking to one of my favorite bartenders, Alicia, and she was telling me about her walk when she went out to Red Rock, and I didn't know about the waterfalls. I've never seen the waterfalls out there. So, I've driven around, and maybe it's because I was driving on empty tank of gas when I went there, but, we did not drive and make a lot of stops. And I'm like, oh my God, but yeah, they have waterfalls in Red Rock, and, I'm excited to go back. I'm probably going to go back to either today or tomorrow and then check it out because, it's a lot of great things to see out there. And it's just really not about, like you said, about the drive. It's about the hiking, getting healthy when you're doing it out here. And even if you came out here to gamble, it's still an opportunity for you to burn off some of that steam. Come out to the Red Rock Casino. So it's a beautiful site. Beautiful park.
Absolutely. And you can even, there are guided tours that will pick you up from the Strip and take you to Red Rock Canyon or the Scenic Drive. And it's just a couple of minutes outside of the city on the west side, if you don't know where it's located. And it's only a couple of dollars per car to get in. And if you do get out of the car and hike, yes, it's the summer months, bring lots and lots of water. Don't underestimate how much water you need if you're going hiking anywhere around Vegas during the summertime. Bring so much that you are kind of asking yourself why at that point, because I'd rather you have too much than not enough. That is an advisory, but it is a very beautiful place. And like I said, you don't have to get out and hike it. You can simply drive it with the windows down, and it is simply all inspiring. Red Rock Canyon right there next to the city. A little bit further out toward my area of town, Mount Charleston and Lee Canyon, places that a lot of people don't realize that Vegas has skiing and snowboarding and tubing and all of that in the wintertime in these two areas. And I think when people go, hey, you can ski in Las Vegas, I think a lot of people are like, well, are you serious? Like where? Like, what are you talking? Are you talking cocaine? Is that what we're talking about? Is that a word for it? Like we're skiing something? No. No. We're actually talking skiing. You can, 30 minutes from now, I could be near the top of Mount Charleston, during the wintertime. Like we just had a really great wintertime, Mike. And there was up until I think a couple of weeks ago, actually, Lee Canyon still had enough snow to get some decent runs in. And it's just a few minutes outside the northern part of the city.
Yeah, it is. I used to live over exactly in your neighborhood, and that used to just always trip me out. When you wake up in the morning and you look out, it's 70 degrees, but yet you see the mountains just off, a little far off, and you see snow on the top of the caps. And it's, like you said, awe-inspiring. I've taken hikes up there before. I've been up there during winter with other people because I don't have chains on my wheels and I refuse to be sliding backwards because I drive up the hill. It ain't easy, man. It's like that street in San Francisco, whatever, Mulberry Street. I don't know what the name is.
Like you're talking about Lombard Street.
Yeah, I told you it was something like that. Lombard, Mulberry.
Is it Lombard Street?
Yeah,
Lombard.
Lombard
Street.
Yes. Yeah, Lombard. Yeah, it's Lombard Street. It's not a Dr. Seuss book, but when you go up there, it's a beautiful hike, and like you said, it's 5 minutes from your home, or 15 minutes. Being honest, and anyone else 40, 35 minutes, and you just get out here. And it's the place, and this is what I love about it. It's the place you can go to actually see greenery where greenery should be, versus being in my backyard and I have a pine tree in, my neighbor's yard, which I don't understand that. But there, it makes sense. It's nature at its finest.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's just a beautiful location. You talk about waterfalls during the right time of the year. Usually in later spring, there are, I think, Mary Jane Falls. And a few others that, from the water, the snowpack melting, you can catch some actual waterfalls. And it's a beautiful location. Bring the animals as long as they're leashed and as long as they behave properly. Same thing with people and children. As long as you behave properly and, put your kids on a leash and run them out there. Some other locations as we get further away from the city, but not too much further to the south. Of course, you have Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam is very famous. Attracts millions of followers every single year. And it's one of those things that I think there's a small parking fee and there's some attractions around, but for the most part, it is cost effective. It doesn't take a whole lot of money because there's no entrance fee for a place like Hoover Dam, which is always really cool to see. To the north, about 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, depending on how you drive. There's Valley of Fire, which continues to befuddle Instagram travel influencers because they act like it, they're discovering it every time that they go out to the Valley of Fire. Like,
I was trying not to do that laugh. I was holding those in every time. That kills me. I'm 23 years old and I've never been out here before.
Yeah. And they are just blown away by it, man. They're like, look at that.
De Leon.
All right there, Copernicus. All right, why don't you navigate yourself somewhere else, man? Yeah. They're discovering the fountain of youth out there. They just have the most mesmerizing. You know what? Hats off to them for getting out there and making videos and all that.
Yes.
But if millions of visitors go there every year, it's not a hidden gem, folks. But it is very, very beautiful. I invite you to get out the Valley of Fire. And then, of course, further away into Utah, but still just a couple of hours drive north, you have Zion National Park, which is one of the most beautiful parks. I would say it's one of the most beautiful parks in the United States. And then to like the northwest, you have like Death Valley, which is Death Valley, but you can also hit the lowest point in like North America or the United States, and then also the highest point. So, it's kind of those, what do they call it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's still a really beautiful place. But again, any of those places, you need to bring lots and lots and lots and lots of water because you can die. Vegas is very beautiful outside of the strip, but hey, you need lots of water on the strip because alcohol is not water. I don't know how many times you're going to tell people that, but alcohol is not water. Just because it's wet and cold. Yeah. I mean, gin is not water. It's clear, but it's not. So, bring some actual, I don't care what kind whether it's Smart Water or any of those others, any of that other tap water that they sell at a premium price. Bring it with you because you need lots of it. Any place I'm missing right off the top of my head there, right before we go to break?
No, I think that's really truly it. You've hit the gems. Everything else is kind of a close in attraction. But, for national parks and for the beauty that's around Las Vegas, those are the spots, bro.
Yeah, there you go. Further away, you have like Joshua Tree and different things, but that's getting into like full day drives. I'm coughing. Speaking of water, I am dying here. When we come back, we're going to talk more camping, more outdoors with Ali Rasmussen from Spacious Skies Campgrounds, right? This is Unscaled. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Unscaled. It's Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. And all show long, we have been talking about, hey, it's summertime. If you didn't know that, well, just stick your head out the window because it's about 115 degrees, or it feels like it every day here in Vegas. So that means most of us like to escape to outside of the city. We want to see the stars. We want to see trees again and grass and things like that we don't normally see here in Vegas. And that's why I'm really excited to have my next guest. She is from Spacious Skies Campgrounds. She is actually the co-founder, and we are going to get into this. It's the East Coast Campgrounds, but stick with me. We're going to tie it all together because I know you guys out there, you like to travel. You tell me all the time about it. So, Ali Rasmussen, thank you so much for joining me. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. This is my favorite topic, so I'm excited to be here.
Oh, great, because it's one of my favorite topics. I have so many great memories growing up, camping, getting out in the outdoors, just, seeing the sky, just seeing, fresh air again and all of that. So I really want to start right there. Tell me about Spacious Skies, how it got started. I know you guys are kind of one of the, up and coming in the campground space. So tell me all about it.
Absolutely. So it really comes from a very organic place. My husband, Eric, and I, he is my co-founder. During the pandemic, we were cooped up with our 3 little kids, and we decided to purchase a camper like we had heard so many people were doing. Mm-hmm. We took it out on the road that first summer in 2020 and probably spent a good 30 or so nights in that camper on the road. And we unintentionally did our own sort of market research with our family in that camper. I think that we probably stayed max 2 nights at any one stop. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we were just adventuring and out there. We went to national parks, we went to state parks, we went to private campgrounds, we went to tiny little mom and pops that had been run by the same family for generations. We hit up places that needed a lot of help. And just out there, we sort of realized that with his real estate development background and my marketing and, just general creative background, and now this newfound love for camping as a family, that we could put it all together. And that's what we did pretty quickly. That was summer of 2020. And then we had our first campground in the collection by May of 2021.
Wow!
And it's just been a whirlwind since. Yeah, we have 15 locations from Maine all the way down to Georgia and out to Tennessee, and it's really a Spacious Skies campground experience. What we're trying to create here is just a series of varied and unique experiences, because having going camping in Maine is really different than going camping in North Carolina.
Right.
And so we really play up on the uniqueness of the offerings of the area. But there is a continuity being part of our vision, which really stems from what do we like to do as a millennial couple or a young camping family. So we think it should resonate with just about anybody.
Yeah. And, that is a perfect segue into a great question I have. And I'm patting myself on the back here. Great question that I have for you. The big thing over the last few years is people noticing the lack of inclusivity, accessibility at a lot of campgrounds, outdoor space and everything. But the right companies are starting to try to correct the ship a little bit. And I noticed you guys have a partnership with some wonderful organizations like Black Folks Camp and things like that. Tell me about that connection there and why you saw it was important to connect to groups to be able to include more people.
Absolutely. So it's, I think most people who are familiar with the industry and with camping and who have camped before probably noticed that when you go camping, if you look around, it's pretty obvious that it's a very homogenous population that has been primarily going out there camping for quite some time, and now there are so many more efforts to diversify the camper. And one of the organization that we work with, which you just mentioned, Black Folks Camp 2, is making incredible efforts, with this mission in mind of inviting and welcoming folks from all walks of life. And in their case, it is Black Folks Camp 2 that too. Is really important. They make sure to highlight that it is not only with other Black folks. It is really, also and as well. And we, in partnering with that organization, we have made a concerted effort to begin with our teams, where we train our staff on perhaps why you haven't seen Black folks or other people of color as much as you have seen white folks in your camping spaces, and it's not for a lack of thinking that one person is going to enjoy this activity but another person is not. It's really a lack of exposure to it, or historical and generational fears on getting out in the woods. I mean,
beautiful. I love it. The more folks we can get in the outdoors, camping, learning these experiences, having and creating these memories, I say the better for it. And so I applaud you from a distance at your efforts and everything, and continue to push you from here, from Vegas to the East Coast, pushing all the way to get everyone out camping, no matter what your style. And you guys offer so many different styles: RV cabins and deluxe cabins and tent camping, primitive tent camping, all the way up. Do you have a favorite campground? Do you and your husband have a favorite, or is it split amongst the household?
Oh gosh. We can't say that any one of our campgrounds is a favorite.
Okay. It's like saying if you had a favorite child.
That's right. They all have something so unique about them that makes that campground, that unique experience. And that's, we look at Spacious Skies Campgrounds as something like a series of collectible experiences. We have I think that, our logo is interesting in that we have a main logo that is, Spacious Skies Campgrounds as a whole. And then there's an element of that logo. It's a marshmallow in the main logo that actually switches out for a unique icon for every campground. It represents something about the unique character of that location. And so we make sure, of course, to have merchandise that has that icon on it so that you can collect it.
Real quick, tell us about your loyalty program. What makes it unique? I know you guys are super proud of it.
Yeah, we launched it recently, so just in February, and that was something that we knew we wanted to include as part of the program from the get-go. We wanted a loyalty program. We want to reward our loyal guests, our loyal campers who either want to return to their favorite campground again and again, or try multiple campgrounds, or maybe even hit their whole road trip. So we launched that in February. It is an annual fee right now of $31.90, which is actually an homage to our founding date of 3/19. And for that fee, you get 12% off your reservations that are under 28 days. So it is to help inspire folks to keep getting out there into the outdoors. I mean, everything that we do, every effort that we make is to get more people camping.
I love it. And they too become, what is this, cosmic campers if they join?
Yes.
I love it.
I was about to say, I can't, not mention that we are really, focused on the night sky element of camping. I mean, camping all day, 24 hours a day is wonderful, but there's something special about looking up at the stars when you're sitting around that campfire. So yeah, we have our loyalty program members. They're our cosmic campers, and their kids are our cosmic kiddos. Their dogs are our cosmic canines. I mean, we're really into it. So there's a little spacey element about it.
If folks want to start the reservation process, if they have more questions or anything like that, or if they just want to pick up some Spacious Skies merchandise, where can they find you guys?
They can find us at spaciousskiescampgrounds.com. We're on Instagram and Facebook as the same. And that's really the best way to find out the most information about us. Our website is really comprehensive, and you can book online if that's where that path leads you, or you can always call our camper care team, and any one of us would be happy to help you.
Ali, thank you so much. I know you guys have a busy season in front of you, and I am super excited for that because I know we're going to talk in the future, and I have this feeling that the next time I talk to you, you're going to be like, oh, we just opened our 30th campground, and now we got one on Mars, and I painted a mural up there, and I'm going to love every second of it. Thank you so much. It sounds so exciting. So folks, here in Vegas, we know you travel for vacations. We know summer is peak time when a lot of locals love to get out of the city. And yes, we do have beautiful things around us right here, but I know a lot of you head toward that East Coast where you have family and things. So keep in mind Spacious Skies Campgrounds, and check them out, spaciousskiescampgrounds.com. Ali, once again, thank you so much for your time, and I can't wait to chat with you again in the future.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Unscaled. It's Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler, and I am joined by my co-host, Michael Price, MP. We have been talking outdoors the entire time. It is hot. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's hot as hell. That means you live in Vegas, and that means it's summertime. But we've been talking about the great outdoors and everything that comes with it. Earlier, we were talking about the best outdoor activities that are off the strip. That is places like Valley of Fire, Hoover Dam, Death Valley, different things like that. And then, of course, we just were talking with Spacious Skies co-founder Ali Rasmussen about their incredible campgrounds all along the East Coast. And I know you were like, well, we're in Vegas. Why talk about places that are on the East Coast? Well, people in Vegas, we go on vacation too. And as beautiful as Nevada is, sometimes you want to see trees again. So you leave Southern Nevada, and a lot of us have, if you're an import to Vegas, you have family in the Midwest or the East Coast. And so I invite you to go out. And when you go
Challenge
out,
you.
Yeah, go out there. And when you do, rent one of those RVs or something, or if you have your own, if you're one of those guys, you got your own, pick up a spot at Spacious Skies Campgrounds and check it out. They have beautiful, everyone. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but every one of their campgrounds has a different like theme and feel and aura and a whole different thing, but it's all centered around, darkness and getting out and seeing, looking at the stars and the planets and all that at night. And they really got a great message when it comes to including underrepresented communities in the outdoors world, which is anyone that is not a honky. So yeah, they have great stuff going on there. So check them out, spaciousskiescampgrounds.com. Now it's time for one of our favorite segments. And every show we do, I mean, we've been doing shows for years, Mike. Years now.
Yeah.
And you've had the show. I mean, this segment actually predates me. You were doing this before we even met. But it remains incredibly popular because you take, it doesn't matter what we're talking about, whether we're talking sports, entertainment, travel, whatever, every single week almost, there are stories that come out that just kind of make you go, what? What the hell is going on here? What's going on with different things in different parts of the country? We call it Say What. You call it a good time. And we all laugh, and we're better humans because of it. Because if we can't laugh at ourselves, what the heck are we doing on this spinning ball of dirt that we call Earth, right? So
that's it.
There you go. Look at me preaching. Come on. First story out of Travel and Leisure. And of course, I saw this story in a number of places, but this is where I'm taking it from today. Travel and Leisure. Venice's Grand Canal. Yes, Venice, Italy. Their Grand Canal was turned green last Sunday morning. And I don't know. I mean, I know we're on radio, but if you could do a quick Google search, go on CNN, go on Travel and Leisure, go anywhere and see like the bright green. And no, it's not for St. Patrick's Day. Apparently a vagrant or two dumped a chemical identified as fluorescein. I'm probably messing that up. Fluorescein into the river, into the canal, I should say. And it turns it like bright green. I mean, I don't know if you can see the pictures, but usually if you want to use this stuff, and they do use it, it's non-toxic. You use like a spoonful of the dye in a little bit of water. And I don't know if this is the stuff they use in Chicago for St. Patrick's Day.
I was wondering that.
Or in, I know San Antonio also does it. They did it a couple of months ago when I was there. But it looks like the people that did this dumped about a fourth of a gallon in the canal, and it is bright green. It has turned everything. It makes it look like they're just having a really good time. I don't know how else to, because it's non-toxic. I don't think anything happened that's bad, but I mean, you shouldn't just go around, dumping chemicals and water. I mean, I think you shouldn't do that, but I don't know. Maybe there's different rules in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know. When I first looked at it, there were so many different things that came to my mind. Was one, I thought it was the canal down on the strip. Let's be honest. That's when I went, oh, that was kind of cool. But then I realized I read the shirt on my man's back, and I went, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is the real canal. Okay, let's move this game up a little bit.
I didn't even make that connection. I didn't even make that connection. Oh, yes. No, I'm talking about the actual ones, not the place we ripped off.
Yes, right. No, so, I got more intrigued with the story. But I'm like, oh, that would be easy to do. It could be a tourist who made that happen. I'm just saying, it could have been a tourist who would drink a lot of green beer. But with that said, no, dude, it's actually kind of cool. And we're in the day and age of publicity stunts, and I'm not saying that Venice needs to do any publicity stunts to put any gleam on their name. God bless them, and and all the good Italians out there. But hey, it could have happened. I mean, because if you look at just around the banks, you just see all the people standing around taking pictures. They have people out there. I'm sure the stores that are around there, people are buying fresh bread, buying bottles of wine, because that's what I think everyone does in Venice, especially the little kids. But I know that they're having a good time out there and having some fun. And, I was just reading the article as well, and it said that this might be a copycat because in '68, there was an Argentine artist, Nicolas Garcia Uburu. You talk about butchering a name. I know I get that one. But he kind of did the same thing, and you go, wow, that took a long time. But hey, we'll take a copycat. It's fun.
Wow. Yeah. Copycat from, I don't know if it's a crime, an activist situation in 1968. Talk about a copycat, right? Probably the same influencers that just discovered Valley of Fire and went, oh my God. Anyway. But moving on. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. And I know that's a line from Jaws, right? The marketing from Jaws. But orcas, killer whales, the wonderful animals that we love to humanize and, think that they like us when they really don't. Orcas are coordinating attacks against boats. That's what scientists think in a new story that also appeared in a number of places, but this one is from National Geographic. Orcas, killer whales, they think the smarter of them or the more mature whales are teaching the younger whales to actually attack and harass human boats. Because, I don't know, they haven't, none of the whales have come forward to offer up why they're doing this. But I would say that the orcas are just tired of our crap at this point.
No, they aren't. The funny part about what you just said, the last part of this article or what they're allowing us to read for free, it said that most of the incidents are remarkably consistent, generally involving a small group of whales attacking the rudders of small sailboats before breaking off and swimming away like little Jimmy who puts the poop on your step, that's lit in the bag. Oh, they see us. The orcas are just swimming away. Well, I know my name. That's my neighbor. You work so bad.
You're saying the orcas are dump sacking us?
Yes, they are, baby.
They're testing the perimeters. They're testing our defenses. They're seeing what they can get away with. But they're dump sacking us. Absolutely. They're so tired of our crap, man. They know. If you think for 1 second about the situation that we've put orcas in, okay, SeaWorld and all of these things, you don't think these whales talk to one another? I mean, they're highly, highly intelligent animals. And I mean, I, for one, think that go all the way back to, remember that movie Free Willy? Had that weird Michael Jackson song in it and everything. And the kid was like on the rocks and then the whale jumped over the rocks and it was such a heartwarming, man. Okay. So that whale was kept in captivity anyway, later died. And then a couple of years ago, and I'm not making fun of this, but that killer whale attacked the SeaWorld, handler, trainer, or whatever, and killed this lady and everything. Look, the orcas are pissed. They're done.
That was a third cousin.
Yeah.
That was a third cousin.
They are done with us. Okay. And we need to take the warnings. The warnings say killer whales, who are actually jerks. I mean, killer whales are actually jerks. They pinpoint sharks and just bite their livers out. They have a taste for shark liver. They don't eat the rest of the shark. They just bite out the shark's liver and leave the rest of it like floating in the water. They not to mention what they do to seals and things like that. They smack seals. Have you seen the picture of them smacking seals to 30 feet in the air? I don't know why that laughed. I'm sorry. There are people that are not going to be happy with me, but they smack them with their tails and play with their food before they eat them. And they're kind of jerks, but look, they weigh a couple of tons. Okay, so there's not going to be too much reasoning with them. Okay, like I said.
But no. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I know we're going to be up against it. Didn't publishers and authors kind of just and directors kind of mislead us on what they were all about? Because as a young kid, I thought they were nice.
Yeah,
I thought they were nice.
Yes.
Look at them, they're like a panda. No, they creeps. I was gonna cuss. I didn't know how far we can go in this show.
You're absolutely right. That's what I'm saying. They had a movie, and we were like, we sympathize with these creatures, and we're like, oh, these things, they're just like little puppies or something. No, they are killers. That's why we name them killer whales. They kill they are the dominant species in the water. Okay. And, they are, I don't know how else to put it. They are so tired of human beings that they are coordinating attacks against us. You know what? It's either we need to heed their advice or we need to strike now on the whale population. And I don't know how well that's going to go over with different animal organizations. I am just kidding. Please do not protest this shit. But the orca stuff, I'm not kidding about. We need to do something about it. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Ali Rasmussen from Spacious Skies Campgrounds. Thank you so much, MP, as always.